Hello, I am Victoria Seed and I am coming to you from the Vesta Approach in Manchester, UK. I help family members who are affected by a loved one's drug or alcohol use to reduce their stress and live a better life. And I do this by teaching effective strategies to cope through my online programs, one-to-one and group work programs, and also my membership as well. I can help you too. Professionals, if you're watching, no problem, join in, comment and ask questions below. If you want to comment and you are a family member, that's absolutely fine. Or you can drop me a message if you want my help. So what are we doing today? We are going to be looking at 10 things that you can do to truly help without enabling. So this is a fourth and final session around enabling to celebrate the launch of my brand new course. Stop enabling and start helping. If you want to get hold of that course, head over to this link here, subscribepage.com/start helping, and you can get all the information there about this short course. It's only £49. It's phenomenal. Go and have a look at it, get it, and you can start straight away to stop enabling and start helping. All right, so what we've covered so far, we've covered number one, the impact of enabling on the family. Number two, what the difference is between helping and enabling. Number three, last week we looked at 5 ways to be a helpful helper, and today we're looking at 10 things you can do to truly help without enabling. Okay, so number one, encourage your loved one and allow them to solve their own problems so that they maintain the responsibility for their own life. This is so important. If you keep solving all of their problems for them, they don't learn to do it themselves. They don't have any independence. They'll start getting used to it. They'll probably start taking advantage of it, which I see over and over and over again. You know, when we solve problems, it releases serotonin, right? It makes us feel good. It makes us feel we've achieved something. So if your loved one is never feeling that, the only thing they're going to feel any reward from is the substance. So let them do that themselves. Number two, help them with options such as for support. So your loved one might be in pre-contemplation, not even thinking about change, right? Don't feel like you can do nothing. What you can do is actually start thinking, all right, so if my loved one was going to open up and get some help, then what help is there? I don't even know myself. So have a look. Have a look, if you're in the UK, your local drug and alcohol service. Google it. Have a look at 12-step meetings. Have a look at Smart Recovery online. Have a look at recovery coaches. And there is Recovery Coach Academy UK and also in the US and other areas as well who have recovery coaches if that's something that your loved one might prefer. There are private and confidential practitioners like me. There are lots and lots of support services. There are counsellors, there are rehabs, there are day habs, there are lots and lots of things. So don't just think, right, we've got to get them into rehab. There's nothing wrong with rehabs. They serve a purpose, but it's not the only option, and neither is counselling. So have a look at those options. And when your loved one starts talking about change, I'm never going to do this again, I need to stop drinking as much, get in there with some of those options of support, yeah? Not too aggressive. You got to do it in an assertive way. Number three, support them with actions when you see the change. Don't be a mug. Don't do lots and lots of stuff. Do not be a taxi driver. If your loved one's lost a license, they've got to figure out how to get to places themselves. You know, yeah, if you're taking them to the first few sessions of treatment, then get them there, you know, but other than that, you want to support them with actions when you see change. Otherwise, if there's no change, don't give them too much support. You can love them, you can care for them, you can converse with them, you can provide basic needs, whatever it is in terms of your own boundaries, but do not do too much, because otherwise they've got no reason to change. Number 4, don't react to what they perceive as a crisis and minimize the drama. All right. So you know as well as I do that when somebody is using substances problematically, then what's going to happen is that they use, they don't use, they use, they don't use, or they're just consistently using, whatever it is. It's not a crisis that they are using and not using. It's just you've got to kind of get to a certain place of acceptance for yourself. But it's not a crisis every time they drink. So that's something that you need to work on. However, you do need to think about any other crisis. So, oh, this has happened. Oh, my money's got stolen. Oh, my friend can't take me here. Oh, whatever it is. Oh, I can't get into work. I'm too ill. Whatever the excuses are, let them solve it themselves, because those are the consequences of their substance use, and they have to get out of that themselves. Oh, I'm in debt. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I can't pay my rent. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Yeah. So do not react to the crisis, because we all have them. We've got to get out of it ourselves, right? Sometimes we need a little bit of help. But a lot of the time with your loved ones, what I'm suggesting is help them problem solve. Do not help them by doing everything for them. Number 5, release the need to control and allow the natural consequences. This is so hard for family members, and I am not labeling any of you as controlling. It's really, really normal when you're living in this chaotic situation to grip onto any element of control that you can. However, you can't control somebody else. You cannot control their actions. You can control your own responses to it. And when I say responses, I mean responses. Not, we want to respond rather than react. But, you've got to release that need to control, no matter what part of the recovery cycle your loved one's at. So if they're in pre-contemplation, for example, which is where they're not even thinking about changing, then that's it. That's their choice. You can try and help them work through that. This is stuff that we do in my programs, looking at what you can do at what parts of the cycle. But, if they are in recovery and you're still trying to control every move they make, then it's just not healthy. It's going to cause conflict. So you've got to work on yourself and just relinquish that control. And the way you do that is by letting your loved one live their life the way they're choosing to, but have really clear, healthy, firm boundaries around yourself, so that you can live your life as much as you can do the way that you want it to be. Number 6, learn to cope with and manage your own stuff. So it's kind of connected to the last one, but important in isolation. You've got to manage your own stuff. When your loved one's in recovery, it's going to affect you as well, no matter what stage of the recovery cycle they're at. So when a loved one stops drinking and drug use, a lot of the time families think, yes, this is it. Everything's going to go back to the way it was. Unfortunately, that's probably not the case, because you've had so much upset, upheaval, chaos, that it's going to take you a long time to work through it. And a lot of the time, things never go back to the way they were before. Okay, so you've got to learn to manage your own stuff, and I suggest you do that by getting your own help. Number 7, communicate positively and praise and support the changes that your loved one makes. So all of this stuff, you might be like, well, it's really negative. It's not negative. This is about putting boundaries around you and living a healthy life. Yeah, so that you are not ill, so that you do not stay in a constant state of stress and pressure. But when your loved one is doing well, even if it's just a small change, or that you've noticed that the gap in between the substance use is 3 days instead of 2, say, oh gosh, I noticed you did 3 days. That's really good. Like, what was different, or whatever, just pick out the little bits. It's so hard to miss. I know how to do it because I'm a trained and qualified drug and alcohol professional. I've done this work since 2005. So I will see the little things that you don't when you're entrenched in it as a family member, but just tune into it and notice those things. Provide that praise. Focus on those positives. because once you do that and you change your approach to communication, your loved one's going to respond better. Number 8, reward your loved one when they are sober and let them know you love and care for them. So when your loved one's sober, again, connected to the last point, number 7, reward them for it. Say, oh, I love spending time with you when you're sober. Let's go and do X, Y, and Z on Saturday night. If, you stay sober, we can go and do this like we used to do, put things in place that compete with the power of the substance at a time they would normally use it. Number 9, be assertive and hold your boundaries. So don't want to be aggressive. You don't want to sit there huffing and puffing in the same room as them, for example, while your loved one's getting absolutely wasted. Be assertive, tell them how you feel, say you don't want to be around it. I'm really sorry, I don't want to be around this. I prefer spending time with you sober, so I'm going to go and go and watch Netflix in bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Also important is to tell them how you feel. So when your loved one's sober, when things are going well, because families don't want to rock the boat a lot of the time, you need to say what you need from them. All right, and how this a recent situation has made you feel. Okay, and that is being assertive. And finally, number 10, live your life and model a good one. So what I mean by that is I see so many clients coming in and they are in this state of stress, really low, depressed, anxious, not going out themselves, haven't seen friends, afraid to go out of the house. Got to work towards living a life that you model a great life, so that you model a great life for your loved one who can see there's more to life than this misery and this constant cycle of substance use. Yeah. So work towards that. It's easier said than done. I know that's why there are services like mine to help you with this. And I had to put this one in as a bonus. Stay hopeful and believe your loved one can change. So stay hopeful. If you get to the point where you're like, they're never going to change, you've got to hit rock bottom and you're waiting for that point to hit before things get worse. No, don't do that, right? Just stay hopeful. Believe that they can change. I've seen people change every day, like in my career. People can change and you've got to just stay hopeful, realistically optimistic is what I like to say. So what are you going to do about them? If you want the course, Stop Enabling, Start Helping, just have a look at the page here, subscribepage.com/start helping. Please go and check it out. You can download it straight away and get started on it. It's like 4 modules plus a couple of bonuses for you. So go and have a look. That would be amazing. All right. I will see you soon. See you later.